There's over 9,000 tons of human excrement buried under the ice in Greenland right now, and the US government put it there on purpose. Here's the deal. It's the middle of the Cold War, and America is trying to figure out how to build an undercover missile base within range of the Soviet Union. And they can't build one in Europe or the Middle East because there's a ton of people and everyone's going to know about it. So America starts looking at Greenland like a raccoon looking at an unguarded trash bag. It's close to Moscow, there's not a lot of people, and it's covered in ice. Okay, it seems like a no-brainer. We'll just tunnel under the ice, we'll tell Denmark we're doing construction experiments, and nobody's ever going to know that there's actually nukes in there. There's only one small problem. Glaciologists have known for about 100 years now that Greenland's ice sheets actually move slowly across the bedrock. So they're over here like, hey, maybe we shouldn't dig tunnels in places where the ground moves? Yeah, it's gotta be only like a couple millimeters per year though, right? I mean, we can probably get about 10 years out of these things before we have to do any maintenance. It's not gonna be a problem. So America gets to work, they start digging, they have 21 tunnels that cover over a mile of ground, all 30 feet below the ice, and they're calling it Project Iceworm. And this place is the Ritz. It's got a theater, a hospital, they have plans to dig 2,500 miles of tunnels, and eventually they want to put 600 nukes in here. Fast forward about 2 years and hundreds of millions of dollars later, things are not starting to look good. The movement of the ice has indeed turned out to be a big problem. Ceilings are starting to collapse, tunnels are getting pinched off, and all the railroads that they put in to transport nukes and supplies are getting warped, so all the trains are derailing, and this whole place is kind of turning out to be just a giant money pit. So America kind of just goes, okay, fine, you were right, but we don't want to spend any more money on this. So we'll take the portable nuclear reactor out, we'll take our nukes out, but we're going to leave everything else and just seal it up. Fast forward to the 90s, and America declassifies all the Project Iceworm documents, and Denmark sees them. And they're like, America, what the heck? You never told us that there were nukes in the tunnels that you dug on our territory, and you knew we had a nuclear-free policy. So what if all that diesel fuel and nuclear waste and, oh, I don't know, the 9,000 tons of human poop that you left in the ice just resurfaces and melts and contaminates the ocean? You gotta come clean up your mess. Well, you just said it's your territory, so I think it's your problem. So here we are 30 years later, and there is now literal tons of nuclear and human waste buried under the ice in Greenland. Denmark says it's America's problem, America says it's Denmark's problem, and so Greenland is just left thinking, great, I guess it's our problem.